Sentimental and technical video for the QuasiDB service for the 2nd of June 2021. We had quite a large movement on the Australian dollar, US dollar. As you can see, there's that big shift. So we started the week at 50.50 and now we're actually quite a decent buy. The only thing is you might want to be aware of for you guys who taken the signal. I took it as well, obviously, and the daily pivot is at 77.50. And so that's going to obviously be quite key today. So there's no harm really, perhaps, in just taking profit and then putting a buy order above that level that I said on the Telegram. At least we know if it gets there and we cross over that level, then it'll be a decent buy. It's the monthly pivots that's actually the issue right now, and we want it above. Ideally, we want all green. If we wait for that, and then we've got rid of all the hurdles and we're good to go. And these guys are losing money, so that's great. And there's a lot of gas in the tank as well, so we can make a lot of pips on this if we wanted to. But that's the current issue. So just wanted to make you guys aware, and hopefully you've got access to the search tool and you can change the search field. So make sure you've got the drop down there. If not, let me know. So that's that. Ideally, we want it above. But the signal's still valid. So where are we? Let's start AJ. 85.20, 84.50. This is monthly pivot, so we're strong above and we're a buy. So there's a match. Okay. AU, that's that level of interest here, that pink line. That's monthly pivot. Get rid of that line. It's annoying. Yeah, so ideally we want it above. We had the RBA, the GDP beat, and of course it should have gone up, but that's trading and FX for you, and it's quite frustrating. It should have rallied because it was an enormous beat, but we had it fell instead. But technically it could fall because we've got a bearish ABCD, and we have got that pitchfork resistance, and we're below monthly pivot. So technically it's a sell. Sentimentally we're a buy there. See, they sold it, and when they sell it, it pushes price up. The reason for it is because their stops, and price comes up to take that liquidity. So yeah, it's a bit of a mismatch really. If you wanted to, you could just simply get out at 0 pips and then put a buy order there, 77.70. We could get stopped out, I think, just because it might want to come down to get a better price in order to rally. It might come down all the way down to there. So that's close to our stop. And then it can just rally like that. So it is tricky. Bit of a mismatch, as I say. And ideally we want above monthly pivot. So I'm still going to hold. And 18 pips isn't really going to break the bank anyway. EA. See, this is coming up, so that's really sort of hurting our current signal. On above, 158.30 and 157.18, we are 50-50 pretty much. We want these to be resistances, those two levels, and hopefully you understand why. That's the 50%, and this is the 61.8. So it's quite spooky. Whether or not that holds, I don't know, but that's a good example of the shift channel resistance right there. So if this does hold resistance, that's going to be good for our signal. EU and 12265, 122 buy sideways, and there's monthly pivot. GU, this was the largest movement on FX as a side. Could cross over the 50%. If it does, then we could fall sentimentally. 142, 14138. There's monthly pivot. Descending pitchfork as well. So tricky. Maybe get that stop loss cluster and potentially bounce. I mean, we are a buy, but we're close to 50-50. NU. There's the resistance. Pitchfork resistance, and we've broken that support as well, the 61.8, and it hit that pitchfork almost exactly on that wick. Yeah, it came close. So the one above is 73 and 72.05. Yeah, I mean we were a buy, but technically we could be, quite strong resistance there. It's hopefully that's clear. You've got lower highs. Yeah, that is a lower high, just about. Wow. EJ, this is a buy. It's been buy for ages. It's been ridiculous. The one above is 134.20. It's likely, to be honest with you, and 133.5. We are a buy, and it's just sideways. It's been sideways for ages, months. Um, the same with this as well. They're holding on, and they're hoping it's going to come down so they can get out at break even. 156.10, and hopefully it lets me load it. Nope. Okay. 15368 British OPCD. We got that shift channel support at 15511. So if you wanted to, try out long, which would make sense fundamentally, that could be your stop loss. We've got a double confluence. So yeah, pound USD has moved a lot, so be careful. Dollar yen, there's monthly pivot, one above, 110.45, 109.3, we are a buy. They went long, so there's a bit of a mismatch there. Because they went long, we could fall. Broken pitchfork, but we've got that support on the diagonal, and that's quite old. I think that's from January. Yeah, that is an old diagonal. Wow. Yeah, so yeah, if it breaks that, then we could be fairly bearish technically. Dollar CAD, broken the pitchfork. Everyone was calling for the stop loss 1.2 figure. That's where the stop loss cluster is. Everyone was calling for it on Twitter, and because of that, I think that's the reason why we bounced quite a lot, because it's just retail sentiment for you. They shorted it there. See that action? That probably coincided with some, that that herd-like behavior that you saw on social media. Someone might have posted something, and I was, oh, that looks like a good short, and so people want easy money, and they just join the flock, and that action pushed price up, as you can see. SSC, we're close. Perhaps we might get that 120.80, and the one below. We are a sell, so it should really be falling. But dynamically, there's that move. If they continue, we'll break up. Dollar Swiss, got support 38.2, 89.70, one above, 90.30, and one below. It's come on, 89.20, and this has been a sell for ages and ages and ages. I think 6 months probably. So these guys will have to give up, or we'll go up, and then they'll just get out of break even. So yeah, gold. This moved a lot. There was a lot of speculation about the Fed, and they're going to hike probably before any other central bank, especially if the data improves as well. So going forward, whenever we get really good beats in the US, it might be, it could be gold negative, and potentially USD positive, if the USA outperforms and we see like bad data from Europe and China. If the USA does well, then we can have the case for a rate hike from the Fed. So could be a bit tricky, and we might see a little reversal in the dollar sentiment as well. But then they need to taper first, and after that, then they'll do their rate hike, and that's still a little way off anyway. But that was that speculation I saw that kind of coincided that fall. So maybe it was a stop hunt, maybe it was news driven. As you are aware, it did take out the stops. If you saw my post on the public chat, there's 1916. I was saying 1914. There's those stops there. They got taken. We just rallied a little more, and then we fell after taking that liquidity. So this could be one or the other. 1910 and 1819. I said I was going to show you a euro pound chart. So what's happening? We've got monthly pivot support, and we could have a pitchfork break 86.37. And what could happen, we could have a pitchfork break and then up and then down, bounce off monthly pivot and do this. So we know the cable has moved the most as well over the last 24 hours. Bitcoin, same. It'll be unchanged for a while. I probably won't report this on a daily basis until I tell you, inform you guys when I've exited. So we want it that, we want a pitchfork break, and we want it above the 38.2. So that's criteria 1, criteria 2. That's going to take a little while. And so I will wrap up now, and let me know any likes or any retweets and stuff like that. That'd be awesome. And just yeah, have a good day. I'll speak to you soon.